Esta nueva temporada se la quiero dedicar a alguien muy especial para mí. Y como soy muy chulito y un ególatra de mierda y soy de Carabanchel, pues me la dedico a mí mismo, a tomar por el culo. ¡Que disfrutéis! ¡Aquí están los Fleshtones para vosotros!
So welcome back to Alcalá again. This is your third time here,
Thank you.
I think.
It's good to be home, back home in the hometown of Cervantes.
Yeah, so right now you are in a tour in Spain. It's 20 shows, right?
Yes.
So how's it going?
Sí, 20.
Okay, how's it going, the tour?
Tonight's sold out, so you know, except for some tough things with the weather, you know, up in Galicia,
Up in Ferro.
up in
Well,
Faro.
you came from New York, so the weather is much worse
Actually,
there,
the weather
right?
is worse than New York, so we're lucky to be here. So,
Okay. So is there any city you remember especially in this tour?
yes, actually, I would say, God, what is it? Gijón. No, not Gijón. I'm sorry.
Leon.
Yes, thank you. Leon was
Leon,
especially
okay.
interesting stage and club and place to play. It was
Valentino Club.
the Valentino Club.
Very bizarre. Like
It's a place where women do business.
Okay.
business women,
Business women.
but like from
For gentlemen, you know.
1972.
Yeah,
right.
Look.
And then they have a rock and roll band, which was the Fleshtones.
Yeah, so did you meet any of these guys?
My first Coca-Cola was served by one of them.
They're very nice though, very sweet. So we love everybody at Valentino's. We say
Yeah,
hello.
so that one sticks out in my mind.
But that's until tonight.
That's right, because we know Alcalá, you know.
Because otherwise they say El Dorado. with,
Well, El
my
Dorado
friend
was always
Juan
great.
in Victoria.
Yes, Victoria.
You know, incredible.
Yeah, you've been coming to Spain since 1986, I think.
That's pretty much correct.
Why?
Why? Because you have a great rock and roll country, that's why.
Yeah.
It's our favorite country in Western Europe. Also why.
I guess you are, bored to answer always the same question. Why you come to Spain? What do you like about Spain? I'm going to ask you, what do you hate about Spain? For example, I hate
That's
the
a hard
president.
question to answer.
We don't. What do we hate about Spain? It's too much food.
Yeah,
No, I
true.
mean,
Too
the meals
fried.
are too big. No, it's hard to say. It's, you know what? Sometimes we get a little. There's so much action for us and so much confusion sometimes, but not even. You know, to tell you the truth, things run very well for us, and we have to be very happy. So
Okay,
no
let's talk.
complaints. No complaints.
Let's talk about a bit about your new album, Wheel of Talent. I think it's your 22nd album.
I've lost track.
Congratulations, very nice album.
Thank you.
With so many albums and a very, very long career, what can you tell us about this new album? It's new.
It's new. You know what? A lot of people tell us that the album, they're very surprised because they say you've done all these albums, you've been recording for so many years, but this album sounds very fresh to them. You know, there's some fresh things that happen. There's some strings, believe it or not. There's,
Yes.
Yeah, that was
strings.
the next question. You have a string section, and you never did, right?
Never.
No.
Never.
So what did you?
His idea.
I just thought it was time, and also I just thought if you were to do it properly, instead of, let's say, using what we normally would do is use a horn section or just maybe a guitar riff or a keyboard, just instead of like a main riff of a song, do it with strings instead, but make it more unison sounding, not so flowery, like flowers, you know. More
Not
rock and roll.
adornment.
Use it in a rock and roll way.
Yeah, actually, you started the album with the song available.
Available,
It is
right,
with the string.
So you hear it right away.
You started with that. So we are going to start with something new, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also in this album you have a tribute to Ramones.
Yes.
With Remember to Ramones. But don't you think this is a tribute that every band should do at least once in his time?
I'm surprised people haven't. And
I think I've read somewhere on the internet there are 150 songs out there that mention the Ramones. Yeah, I think there are 150.
but I think this is the
examples.
best.
Possibly.
I think it's the song just came to me one day, all at once, you know, and it just made that little part, remem, and I said, remem what? Remember the Ramones.
Yeah.
And it just all came to me all at once. And it's a tribute not just to the Ramones, but our days of going to CBGBs and Max's and what we're feeling.
Okay. Let's talk about your Spanish. I had an interview in Spain, and you talk very, very nice Spanish. And actually you have a song in this album in Spanish, but this is not new because you recorded an EP called 4x4, where you include 4 Spanish songs.
Yeah.
So are you going to play one of these songs for us?
I think we'll play at least one
I
song.
think, yes.
I think we'll
Collar deserves this.
Actually, Llevo un tigre en mi guitarra is amazing song. I love it.
You like this?
That's
We might have to listen to this later.
that's a funny song because we wanted to do this song, but it's originally by Jacques Dutronc, and it's in French, and we're thinking maybe it'd be good to do it in English, but then we thought the English didn't sound so good, so Spanish makes the song a little more strong sounding, so it's fun.
Yeah.
So is there any Spanish band that you know, do you hear?
Yes, there are, but like.
Because you play with several Spanish bands in Spain, right?
Yes.
Anyone that you remember? Or,
Well, of course, Dr. Explosion.
oh yeah, that's
Or Dr. Explosion.
Everyone has to say.
yeah, they're very nice. Dr. Explosion.
Excellent. And also, he's a good friend of ours, and actually, he's someone we work with all the time.
I see that the Sex Museum is always out there playing. You know, a very long time ago, I played on stage with the Sex Museum in Madrid.
Oh yeah.
So they're out there. I think they're kind of fun.
In Spain, we have a situation with young people. They don't listen to rock and roll anymore. They don't go to concerts, and they don't have interest in that. So is in US the same situation?
You know what? In Spain, it's a little bit better than U.S., but the fact is that it's changing a little bit because young people, a lot of them, they do what all the young people do. They sit at home, they do the thing, the texting or whatever.
Right.
But after a while, one or two of them, they hear something like rock and roll, and they see and they realize they can have a lot of fun instead of being bored. So little by little.
But it seems to me that the rock and roll started like an underground thing. Everyone hates the devil and all that, and now it's coming back to that.
I think
in
so.
some way, right?
Yeah, it's definitely underground, but and some young people discover it because of that, because they hear a song in a movie or they see something on TV.
Or on the internet.
On the internet.
So what would you tell to Spanish young people or young people in general about the goodness of listening to rock and roll?
I think it's the most fun in the world.
I think that's a good education.
And I think in Spain, you're very lucky because you have a culture here of rock and roll. And also rock and roll sounds very good in Spanish.
That's right.
So,
Yeah. Well, this is the last question. So what are your fans gonna find today here in this concert and in your concert in Spain?
Happiness and some new songs. Something to remember.
excitement.
And mucha fiesta?
Mucho.
Mucha fiesta. Wait a minute. That's a fiesta.
And you have to remember, when you come to see a real live rock and roll show, it's not like staying home and being on the internet. And when you see a Fleshtones live show, it's not like anything else in the world. So it's a unique experience and a good one.
Okay, thank you very much, and well, a nice show.
Thank you for having me.